Dear friends, welcome to another very exciting edition of Learn Code Quiz Careers. Today I have with me Anil Sharma. Anil did his graduation from IIT Kharagpur and then went on to work in the SAP industry for almost 2 decades. He's also the founder of American Software Consulting Group. Anil teaches SAP for our Learn Code Quiz community members. And his students are in the top 5 consulting groups in America. I'm deeply honored to have Anil in the show. Usually, two of us do the shows, but today, for a change, I'm having the honor to interview Anil. Now, I would ask from him some of the very interesting questions that the community members ask very often. So, the first question that the students ask is, in US and in India, what is the reach of the SAP implementation and the software?
Yeah, thank you, Swapnik, for having me. It's feeling nice to be on the other side. Yeah, so SAP, I started my journey way back in 2003. And that time, it had a great reputation in the industry. And over the period, over the last 2 decades, I've seen that has further gained more momentum. More clients are coming towards SAP. And so I would say not only India and US, but it has a global reach. To give more perspective, over 77% of the financial transactions happening every day in the business world are happening through the ERP software that SAP has built. Right? 92% of the Fortune 2000 companies per Forbes, they are using SAP to manage their day-to-day operations. So that's the impact of SAP on the global economy.
I see. So, for somebody who wants to pick up SAP as a career, they want to switch over to SAP, both for the freshers as well as the experienced professionals, how rewarding is this as a career?
Yeah, so it's rewarding for both of them. For the fresher, it gives them it's a solid launch pad for them because it has a high demand and attractive salary. And for the people who are experienced, they want to switch over to SAP side. It promises them continuous growth, leadership roles, and definitely a substantial increase in the earning potential. So SAP people, they earn more than any other technology. That's a known fact in the industry. And one observation I can share with you is why it happens that way, because SAP people are focused more on the business processes. It's not, if you look only at the programming languages, so you only focus on a very small amount of the whole business process. So nobody's going to ask you to implement end-to-end process. So that you are given a task and you are just implementing the coding, you are writing the algorithm and just programming. But in SAP, what happens? You also interact with the business people, understand the business processes. And many times I've been asked to improve the business processes, not only implement some programming or anything, but to actually improve. So you have to go and think a business expert. Then only you can give your comments. How can you improve the business processes? So over a period of time, what happens? You start working more with the CFO, CXO offices. So I work very closely with CFO office when I implement SAP planning projects, for example. So those type of possibilities only happen when you're working very closely with the business people. And moreover, there are always more funds with the business community. On the business side, IT funds may have limitations, but business people have more reach over the funds. So they are able to sponsor SAP projects. And overall, I think it adds a much more value to people's life.
So it's basically because you are dealing with the business as a whole, therefore you have a bigger reach with the community.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I understand the reach of the SAP as a software and the rewards it has, but what about the salary? People ask basic questions. If I adopt SAP as a career, what kind of salary expectations I can have as a fresher and as a experienced professional?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. It depends. Nobody can guarantee you that you will get this much money. It depends on many factors. What is the demand and supply relationship for SAP professionals? What's the market condition? But in India, I've seen it ranges anywhere from 10 to 15 rupees per year. I've seen some of my students who are brand new, fresh out of the college. After training, they were able to get salary up to 15, and few actually got more, but still I would kept on an average 10 to 15 lakhs, I would say. For US, it depends on visa conditions, so many other factors. And especially if you are coming from a business background, let's say you're coming from an MBA side, then you can expect more salary. So I've seen people getting anywhere between 80 to 120K when they start their career in SAP.
I see. I see. That's substantial.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I understand the career aspect, but what kind of jobs the SAP professionals will be doing in this field?
So you mean what type of roles?
Whatever roles they should have. Yes.
Yes. So any other IT technology, we do need a consultant, analyst, we need a programmer or developer, we need a solution architect, we need somebody to manage the project as a project manager. So analyst role will be to gain some insights, looking at the data. A developer is going to implement the design that the solution architect will give, and then the project manager is going to work very closely with the PMO office, and he or she will keep us on the track, matching the
Right.
deadlines and all that. So it's a big team, and the good thing is people from diverse field, they end up in SAP. So as I was telling earlier, so somebody who has done MBA, or somebody from the arts background, or somebody from the technology background, myself. So everybody ends up in the SAP team. It's a big team. I've seen projects where more than 100 people are working together to implement SAP. So it's a big team, and now you need to come together, and all these people with the diverse fields, they actually enhance the whole ecosystem, right? Because now you have
Right.
some creative people, some people who have very sharp business skills, some business acumen, you can say, and some people with very sharp technology skills. So all they come
Right.
together and contribute to the project.
Now I understand the prospects of SAP, but today, if you look up, you see here a lot of Python and Java and all kinds of technologies or languages. But the question really is that where does SAP stand is a comparison to that in-demand things?
So I say SAP is always green, evergreen. As long as you have business processes or supply chain management, logistics, all these things, inventory management, you need SAP. You need some ERP software, and SAP is the king. So in the ERP market, so you can never replace SAP. That's for sure. And moreover, Java, Python, these are programming languages, and
Right.
SAP has now given very good APIs to interact with other software and other things. And you can actually go code in multiple languages in SAP now, not only ABAP.
I
That
see.
is a proprietary
I
tool
see.
for SAP. So it has opened the window. And so I would say SAP as a software will never lose its value. In fact, with AI and other capabilities, it is enhancing the way it can improve the process efficiency.
So a person who is from a Python background, I mean, knows the language well, can move into SAP and can become a SAP professional.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
For example, using some predictive models in SAP also for business planning, and a Python programmer can help develop those models. Now, right, it will take probably another 1 or 2 years, but we are reaching there where there will be many more models that SAP will allow to use. In that case,
Right.
Python
Right.
developer or a Java programmer. So all these people will be absorbed within SAP.
I see. I see. That's interesting. Now, in relation to things, the AI, the artificial intelligence, it's a phenomena all there. They're saying it's
Mhm.
the starting of the fire and things like that in terms of AI, in relation to AI and cloud computing and other market trends. What really is the future of SAP in relation to all this? Where does SAP stand? Is it integrating or is it far away?
No, so SAP is not going to get eliminated. It's more the integration side, I would say. So, as I was telling, SAP gives a solution for the whole business processes. It helps solve business problems. So, and AI and cloud, they are also the tool. So, SAP has been very quick in adapting to AI, and of course, on the cloud side, it could have done little better, but it has picked up very well. And so, it's using AI and cloud to further enhance the potential of the software. And over the period for last couple of years, I'm seeing every product that was available on the as a standalone now is available on the cloud also. And to improve the performance on the using AI, it has combined AI in all its modules nearly. So,
I see. I see.
and this phenomena is growing further day by day. Yeah.
Okay, so that's very interesting, because if I am trying to shift to a career, SAP as a career, then what things that you are telling me, I am pretty convinced that SAP is going to be there and it's going to implement and integrate all the phenomena at play. Now, one more question that comes to mind, and this is also something that students are very curious, that, okay, I want to switch to a SAP as a career, but how difficult it is to get there? Do I need to get certified, or what do I need to do?
Yeah, so SAP, you definitely need somebody to train you. There are a couple of things. Number one is access to a trainer, good trainer, when I say. Number two is access to system. And number three is access to good material to read. So all these three things are required. So you can't eliminate any of them. So if you have all three, your learning curve will be very fast and you will be able to switch over to SAP. You can learn. And I've seen many people who bought SAP courses, but they never go to a official trainer, or sometimes they went, then the trainers were not good enough, so they just waste their money. And I've seen people, middle-aged people who already have a career, they want to switch over to SAP, but they are never able to make the move because you do need to have some committed time,
Right.
because SAP is tough to get into. There is a good amount of learning curve in the beginning, and unless you are very focused, the whole life goal should be to get into SAP at least for a few months. Then you are able to take off.
I see. I see. Now, you had talked about diverse groups being present for SAP implementation, but specifically those who are coming from your non-IT backgrounds. How difficult it is for that person to get into SAP? How much does it matter which area you are coming from?
Yeah, so as I was sharing earlier, it SAP is amalgamation of all the different type of people. So somebody from the arts background or MBA background in an MBA in finance, let's say they join. So initially they probably will find difficult on the technical side. But luckily we have two different roles, functional and technical. So they can start as a functional person, they can have some better understanding of the technology for next few years. Then they are able to maintain a good balance between the functional and the technical skills. Similarly, a person coming fresh out of engineering college, he will not be able to understand the intricacies of the business processes because he hasn't seen the real business world. So, but
Right.
again, then there is a learning curve. They are able to, over the next few years, they can pick up business knowledge, and they will be able to master both the aspects. So I don't
So a
see.
technical person can move over to the functional group, and the
Mhm.
functional person can let come over
Yes,
to technical side as
yes, yes, yes.
well. Okay. So that brings to me my next question, that if I say, suppose I get trained in SAP, and but I'm then looking for a job next. Every student needs to look for a job after getting trained.
Mhm.
Do I need to show any prior experience for entry level SAP jobs?
No, I mean, it depends. There are many jobs which just look for some basic personality test, or they will take some mental ability quiz or those type of things, and they will train you. So, and but what I found that is really helpful is you take some basic training and then you start looking for a job. So that helps. And there are internships opportunities also available. So, so for that, I don't think they will really ask you work experience, prior work experience. So all these different aspects will help you get a job into SAP.
I see. So, what happens in most cases, that those consulting groups who are providing training to the students, they don't really care what happens to the students later, whether they get a job, whether they do not get a job, and the students are pretty much lost, sometimes moving towards
Mhm.
separation because they have spent so much time and money,
Yes, yes.
and the career is in jeopardy. If they get trained under you, and you also provide guidance to so many students, will you be able to help them get in touch with consulting companies after the training period is over?
Yes, I do have a good network of consulting companies who keep asking, do you have a person available? Many times there is a shortage of experienced professionals in SAP. I've seen same requirements keep floating in the market for many months because they're not able to find the person fit. So in SAP, is more there is demand which we are not able to meet. Still I see that scenario. So of course we can help connect with our consulting companies, and they will be able to place
And
them.
that is for students both in India as well as in the United States.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that brings me almost to my end of my interview. SAP has several modules, and I understand that students would like to specialize in some of the modules.
Mhm.
What are the most common modules, and where should students focus more while trying to get an entry into SAP as a career?
Yeah, so if you're coming from a finance background, so probably SAP Finance will be a good place to start. But if somebody has done an MBA in logistics, then they can start with SAP Logistics. For a for a person coming from engineering college, probably he can get into the technical aspect. He or she can get into the technical as an ABAP developer. They can start their career. So there are multiple avenues how you can get into SAP.
I see. I see. So now, in terms of the training period, how long do you think that a student will require from the beginning to the time they get into a job
Yeah,
for the
again,
whole training process? Yeah,
yeah. So again, there is no one definite answer for this. It depends on many factors: the capability and ability of the student to absorb things, the market conditions, and how much time you are devoting. Right. So if you devote every day, you are in a disciplined way, you are able to devote time. I would say 2 to 3 months should be good enough to get into SAP
I
on an
see.
average. Yeah.
I see. I see. I see. So that's you. I think you cleared up most of the fundamental questions which students have
Mhm.
while trying to make this transition into SAP as a career, because it's
Mhm.
many people, for them it's unknown completely, this world.
Correct.
But and I'm very happy I could had the honor to interview you today and to get this
Yes.
guidance for the students.
Yes.
Friends, if you are
Yes.
looking to get into SAP, Anil is the solution there for you.
Mm.
He's ready to give you guidance, and you can connect with the Learn Code Quiz, and we'll be happy to help.
Yes. And we are going to
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, yeah.
we
Any
are going to
last
start.
guidance for the last?
Yes, we are going to start our batches very soon. Okay. So
I see.
September 1st September onwards, we are going to start batches. So if somebody is looking for SAP training, please do contact us. We are providing training in most of the modules that SAP offers. Okay. So yeah.
So, guys, 1st of September, a new batch is starting for the SAP. If you're willing to make a transition to this new exciting world, then be there. Get the training and get a job soon. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thanks, Optik. Thanks. Bye.